Hello, friends. Elizabeth Thelmer, your English language coach. I'm here to help you on your English journey. Today, I'd like to profile with you Debbie Elliott. Debbie Elliott is a friend from the United States who has come back and forth to Mexico all throughout her life. She first came to Mexico when she was 5 years old and stayed during primary school, then went back to the United States and went into what's called reverse culture shock. Reverse culture shock is when you go back to your native country and you're so surprised and shocked with the differences from where you had been living. Debbie came back to Mexico in high school, then went back to the United States for the university, came back to Mexico for university, and stayed. She had many wonderful opportunities and leadership positions within education, and I think that you'll be inspired and have a good time meeting Debbie and listening to her American English accent. So all best wishes from here. Enjoy the profile of Debbie. Please like us, please subscribe, and all best wishes on your English journey. Bye-bye for now. Good morning, and thank you to Debbie, Maritza, and Fernanda for being with us, this Fluency Club, which is number 21. Maritza's been with us every single Saturday for the last 21 Saturdays, and so a special commendation to her. And Fair, who you can't see today because of her camera problem, is also with us, and she's listening to us. Hello, Fair.
Yes, hello.
And we're so happy that Debbie Elliott is with us today. So we'd like to tell Debbie a little bit about the Fluency Club. Maritza, can you very quickly explain what the Fluency Club is and what we do?
Yeah, mainly what happens in the offices is that people that use English in the office but is not a native speaker, they need like to get more fluency. So we are here, we see about collocations and phrasal verbs and things that you maybe hear and but don't understand, and also talk a little practice, and it's very, very educative.
Yeah, right. And lots of fun. So it's for
Yeah.
intermediate and advanced students that are adults, Debbie. So this is like a conversation club. And so we do a song or a video or a mini documentary or lots of different types of activities. So that's what's happening there. And hopefully everybody learns a lot. So a special welcome again to you, Debbie. Thank you for being with us. And I was thinking maybe, as opposed to me telling you about Debbie, or even Debbie telling you about Debbie, I was thinking it would be fun for you to ask questions. So basically, Maritza and Fair and myself, that we'll ask Debbie questions. And you could answer however you wish, Debbie.
Okay.
It's a pleasure having you with us in our Fluency Club. So, Maritza, you want to start? What kind of questions can you think of for Debbie?
Well, I'm curious about how she became a teacher. Well, if she's a teacher, if she teaches English or another thing, and things like that.
Okay. Well, I studied at the University of the Americas and I went to art school, and I kind of fell into teaching later on, much later on. I went to the States. I taught in the States when there was a law in California that it was 20 to 1. They had like 30 kids in the classroom, and this law went into effect, and the government said it's only 20 students to one teacher. So they needed teachers desperately. So I was hired in California. And that's basically when I started teaching. I got a lot of training. And that was some years ago. Years ago. And I'm retired now. And but I tutor. So I enjoy
like
kids.
semi-retired, Debbie.
Semi. Yeah, I'm semi because I'm working.
Right. Right.
And I'm looking for more students all the time. I don't have a lot because when you teach, when you tutor, the kids get home at 2:33, and so they start taking classes at 4:30, and so pretty soon all your week is all full of afternoon classes. So it'd be nice to have morning classes, right? Some
Maybe you can
online
steer
classes
some
and
adults your direction.
adults in the morning, or the kids that get home from kindergarten around 12:31,
Mhm.
whatever. So that's basically, I just fell into teaching is what I did, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's great. Fernanda, can you think of a question for Miss Debbie?
Yes. More or less. I repeat the question, please.
Oh, can you ask could you ask Debbie a question?
No, no.
Oh, think of a question, Fernanda. What can you ask Debbie? Like, where are you from? What do you do? Where do you live?
Um, you live in USA?
Because we're on Zoom. No, I'm in Tecamachalco. I'm in
Okay.
Mexico, but I was born in Michigan.
Okay.
hmm
When did you come to Mexico first, Debbie?
When I was just 5, I just turned 5 when I came to Mexico. Long time ago, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So you really are bilingual, bicultural.
Bilingual, bicultural. Yeah, I went back to the States and I went to high school, part of high school and college. But I think I'm really bicultural because I go to the States and after 2 weeks, I've got to come back to Mexico. You know, you
Wow.
become half and half. You do. Well, you've been here all your life, haven't you, Liz?
Yeah,
Most of your
since
adult life.
1973.
Okay, that's a long time.
Yeah. Yes. I was just watching YouTube about reverse cultural shock.
What is that?
Reverse cultural shock. Isn't that an interesting term? Yeah.
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 So, for an example, an American that leaves the United States and lives in another country, quite often goes into culture shock, but then they get used to living in the other country and they go back to live in the United States,
Ah.
land of their birth, and they go into culture shock when they go back to the United States. That's called reverse cultural shock.
Reverse color. Yeah, I've suffered through that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Isn't that interesting? So, how long did you stay, Debbie? When you came at age 5, how long did you stay?
I went back when I was 10 and I had my 6th grade in Michigan. And then I came back to Mexico and I went to the American school.
Oh,
And then I went
yeah.
back for my last year of high school. But yeah, I came back when I was 11, went to the American school. And then my mother remarried because I met this friend at the American school. We became very good friends and we said, hey, why doesn't your father marry my mother? We had this plan. We got this plan. And so I invited her over one afternoon and her father picked her up. He came in this big old DeSoto. Well, you don't even remember those cars. He was very
Yeah.
handsome. He was English. He was British. And so we said, oh, we're not ready, Mom. Could you invite Tammy's father up? We had this plan because we were ready. And so he
Oh, you
came up.
wanted them to get married.
They had a drink. They talked. We said, I think we did it. And they started going out. They started dating and they got married.
Your plan was successful.
So she became my stepsister,
This is like
Oh
the
my goodness.
movie The Parent Trap,
the Parent Trap.
where you hook up the two families, the mother and the father.
Yes. How about that?
Wow. And
Yeah.
did it stick? Did it work out?
For 14 years.
Pretty good.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And so we stayed at the American school till we were in 10th grade. And then we went to Akron, Ohio, which was a
Ah.
reverse culture shock. Akron,
Oh.
Ohio.
So when you went back to Ohio, you were in reverse culture shock.
Yeah, all of us. We didn't like it. We didn't like the snow, you know.
You were used
But
to
we
living in
finished
Mexico.
high school there. Huh?
You were used to living in Mexico.
Oh, definitely. Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
Ohio was reverse culture shock.
Akron, Ohio is pretty, yeah. Difficult.
Wow.
Very,
But
but
anyway.
also not only the climate, no, the people also is like the cultural.
Yeah, the climate, the people, the architecture, the whole thing. So we came back to Mexico City, and my stepsister got married. She found, we went to the University of the Americas, and she hooked up with her husband to be there. They had gone to high school together,
Uh-huh.
and so she got married, and and I just stayed here.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And you've been involved with directing school programs and obviously
Yes,
leadership within the
I
alphabet.
taught at the Eaton School, and then I taught at the West Hill. Have you heard of West Hill?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and I became an assistant director there, and then the headmaster said that he was leaving for Panama, but if I wanted to go have be the principal in the Pachuca American School of Pachuca. Have you
Oh.
ever been to Pachuca, girls?
Yes,
Yes.
I've had a wonderful steak dinner in Pachuca. That's
Oh,
all I
did you?
remember. Yeah, the food.
Okay. Well, Pachuca is not very pretty.
It's very windy, no?
Well, I didn't feel any wind, but the people are they're not very friendly because
Really?
they have their own knit
Well, and you were the
family.
outsider.
Yes, you feel like an outsider. So I was there for 2 years,
Ah,
and I was principal of elementary and preschool.
wow.
So I
Wow.
was
It's always
busy.
cloudy in Pachuca.
Pardon me?
It's always cloudy in Pachuca.
Oh, it's always
That was-
cloudy in Pachuca.
Yeah, it's cold. It gets
Yes.
very uncomfortable, very cold. Yeah.
Isn't that
So,
where they have or had the Welsh miners?
oh yes, that's where they had the miners, and that's why they have the pastes. You know, the famous pastes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Those were the
pasties with
pasties.
chocolate, tinga. It's very delicious.
Fernanda,
Yes.
have you been to Pachuca?
Yes, no, always, but sometimes.
Oh, so you're familiar with Pachuca.
Yes.
And Maritza, have you been in Pachuca?
Yeah, sometimes not very much, but I've been there.
And you both ate pastes.
And of course,
Uh,
they're good.
I don't remember.
Oh, so
Right.
so you did have a wonderful opportunity to work in Pachuca.
Yeah, that was good opportunity. And then I got invited. My hometown is Cuernavaca,
Mm-hmm.
which is eternal springtime, and it's nice and warm. And I got invited to start a school in Cuernavaca. So that was wonderful.
Oh,
Ah,
what
So I
okay.
school
left
did you
Pachuca.
start?
I said bye-bye, and I went to Cuernavaca for a couple
Ah,
years.
cool. And
Yeah.
then what happened to that school?
Oh, it's
Did you?
still there. It's the Marymount Elementary School.
Ah, okay.
Well, that's
Cool.
very famous, isn't it? Is it part of the system of Marymount around the world?
Yes, it is. A friend of my mother's, when I was 8 years old, brought Marymount down to Cuernavaca. Yeah, it's the
Oh,
same Marymount.
oh, and you were the director there in Cuernavaca.
Yeah, but there wasn't anything there because
You started.
it was a piece of property. So it was
Oh,
really fun working with the architect, I mean, and getting library books and setting up the whole thing. So I had really
wow.
big classrooms. I said, we want huge classrooms. And we want a
Uh-huh.
double sink in case the teacher does some artwork. and smart boards. We had smart boards in every room.
Wow.
So
what year was this, Debbie? Was this in the 70s or 80s or
no, this was in, when was it?
maybe the 70s?
2000, 2005?
Oh, really? So not so long ago.
No. It was recent.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool. And
Yeah,
and what
Uh-huh.
happened? What happened when you got your parents married, and then you with your friendship with your new sister?
Well, we've stayed in touch. She travels a lot, and they live in Austin, so I don't see her too much anymore.
and was she Mexican? Or
No,
she
no,
was
she
British?
was American.
Oh,
Yeah.
American.
The father was British,
Oh, I see.
and I had a stepbrother too, but he was sent off to military school in
Mhm.
Texas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
but it was
you came to live together and keep on the friendship and all that, no? That part of your life when they got
yeah.
married.
It was not. Yeah, I wish we'd been closer afterwards. But she got married, and then I got married. I lived in Mexico. She went to Puebla,
Mhm.
and yeah, that's something I regret that we didn't that I didn't help her out more. I was just thinking about that last night because she had a daughter the same age as my eldest,
Mhm.
who was one Christmas she was under the Christmas tree, and I think you know how they cure Christmas trees so that they last a long time, especially Canadian trees. And I think she got some of the drops of the stuff that they put in the
Chemical.
tree because she started getting an allergy
Oh.
and they had to take her to the hospital, and then she didn't get out of the hospital, and her kidneys stopped working anyway.
Oh,
She died.
no. This is the
She died.
daughter of the friend.
My stepsister's
Stepsister.
daughter.
Ah,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Sister's daughter. Well, that's very tragic.
My stepsister.
That's
That was very tragic. And I wish I'd been with her more. She went to live to Puebla. Then she came back to Mexico City. But I was married, and my marriage was I married a bullfighter, just like you.
wow.
Happens in the best of families.
Hey,
Right. Probably not the best of choices.
wake up! Mexico is not all about bullfighters.
Right.
What's the matter here? Yeah.
Right.
Oh
But
my
anyway,
goodness! Wow.
Yeah.
Where do your daughters live now, Debbie?
Well, I have one in Querétaro
Correct.
and one in Interlomas and one in Amatlán de Quetzalcoatl.
Is that Tepoztlan?
That's outside of Tepoztlán. Supposedly it's where Quetzalcoatl was born.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. But Amatlán,
Quetzalcoatl.
yeah.
Did you know
Okay.
that, Maritza?
No, I
You
know where.
he was born.
Yeah, I've been where Morelos was born, where Zapata
Well,
was born, but
yeah, well,
I didn't know.
That's a little easier to understand.
Exactly.
Right.
I've even been where the Aztecs came from. Aztlan was the place, but now
You've
it's
also
called,
been in Aztlan.
now it's called Aztatan. Yeah, it's a little town.
Yeah.
I've never been there. Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought that your
beautiful.
daughter Debbie was in Tepoztlan, but it's very close, right?
Oh, yeah. It's about 20 minutes away. It's very close.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so you're always traveling from one city to the other to see your daughters.
It must be my karma,
Must
right?
be.
I'm always in the car.
Well, when you were saying that you have everything in your car, I was thinking buy a motorhome and then teach there. you can have your mobile
Debbie,
classroom.
you can
What a
get
good
your
idea.
tiny home.
Yes. Hey, that's a good idea. And then I wouldn't have to pay rent.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, your
Well, you
tiny
can.
home or a van.
Yeah, you can have it the house and also the the motorhome so you can have your classroom there.
The
But-
Well, yeah,
classroom
or
video.
you could set up your van as your home, and there's a lot of YouTubes on that where the van is actually the home. You know, it's actually like a tiny home, and then out on the porch you could do the classes. You
in
solved
one-
your problem, Debbie.
in one of our
Yes.
in one of our fluency clubs, we were watching a video about tiny houses. It's not a mobile house, but they were tiny, like super tiny, like the same size of a car, no, maybe.
Oh, really?
But
Yeah, I
and
think
they
we
have the kitchen
actually,
and the living.
yeah, I think we
Yes.
actually posted that already. You know, we're kind of slow posting the videos, but I think it's Fluency Club number 7. But you'll love seeing this, Debbie. It's the micro apartments in Tokyo. And this
Okay.
apartment was 20, do you remember, Maritza, 27 meters or something like that?
Yes,
Wow.
super little.
Okay, so we solved your situation, Debbie. I think
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
we have figured out your life. Now, if only somebody could figure out my life, you know, it could be reciprocal, Debbie.
Yeah, I can see through the 4 boxes.
Well, yeah, you know, it's
That
much
help a
easier to
little.
solve somebody else's problems than your own, right?
Oh,
So
yeah, sure.
we figured
Exactly.
out your situation, Debbie, really
Right.
well. Fernanda, do you have more questions for Miss Debbie?
Maybe, yes. One moment. Um, do you have more family here?
More family here.
Uh,
No, I just have my 3 daughters and my grandchildren, 3 grandchildren, and that's it.
yeah, and you know, Fernanda, people ask me that all the time too, you know, uh, since Debbie and I are Americans coming to Mexico, quite often the biological family is in the United States. I mean,
Yes.
from the family we create in Mexico. Yeah, but that's a very good question, Fernanda. It's
Yes.
Debbie's 3 daughters, 3 grandchildren. That's pretty good. You know, that's pretty good.
Yeah, beautiful.
Do you have any other questions or comments for Debbie? It's so interesting to know how your life has turned out a bilingual, bicultural, Debbie.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Everybody's life is different.
a foot in each world. A foot in each world. Huh?
A
Yeah.
foot in each world.
Yeah. Yeah.